I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
On Sunrise.
I've watched you. Sometimes our people disagree with you, but I mean, I understand some of your approach. I mean, sometimes we take a hard bite. It helps us as politicians.
Nowadays, when I listen to you, I even panic.
Why?
Hey,
why do you panic?
The way you, Papa, Papa.
Figuratively, he bites as hard as he can.
Okay.
And of course, when he puts his fangs into you, you certainly feel it. I think it pretty.
Watch Johnny's bite.
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Alhamdulillah Rabbil Alameen. Hasbunallah wa ni'mal wakil. The Lord is my light and my salvation. Whom shall I fear? And yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for you art with me. Thy rod and thy staff, they comfort me. Thou preparest a table before me in the presence of my enemies. You anoint my head with oil. My cup overflows, and surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever and ever. Amen. Assalamu alaikum. It's Thursday. Welcome to Johnny's Bite. Fuel prices are beginning to come down, and as we projected and told you, marginally they have come down. But I'm still asking of the quality of fuel that we are being served with. And some people are complaining that their engines are being destroyed by the quality of fuel that is available on the market. And that's why I want to pause and say a good morning to Professor Alex Dodu of the Ghana Standards Authority. I want to say good morning to Prof and his team. Prof, this is a going concern out there. People are concerned about the quality of fuel that is being served out there. Please get your men out there. NPA, good morning to you as well. Dr. Mustafa Hamid, people are asking questions. Are their questions firmly grounded? Are they genuine? Are they germane? And what can we do for them? Because it's actually difficult for you to go out there, buy a vehicle, and then the next moment your car is jacking all across the place. It is not nice. And your injectors and everything else is messed up. You have to invest the money that you don't have to fix it. This is not good at all. But yesterday, the finance minister was in parliament. And yesterday, I told you that we have had the Asempa budget, which is the good news budget. We have had the Juma budget, which is the jobs or work budget. We have had the Impunto budget, which is the progress budget. We have had the Inkabum budget, which is the unity budget. We have had the Nkoswa budget, right, which is the progress budget. We have had the Inidaswa budget, which is the hope budget or assurance budget. We have had the Ajinkwa budget. And then yesterday, Ajinkwa means savior. And then yesterday, we had the Nkunim budget, which is victory. Now, the question that is being asked out there is whether this victory, this Nkunim, is relatable to the people of the Republic of Ghana, and I'm talking about all shades of people of the Republic of Ghana, or whether this victory is related to a few people within the Republic of Ghana. And if indeed there is victory, what is the, or who or what is the victory over? And how was this victory achieved? Or are we trying to manufacture the victory to the extent that now we are trying to force things into the record? For example, yesterday, after we finished, the finance minister finished presenting the budget, and people are talking about the bag that the finance ministry brought. Yesterday, I said, oh, it was going to be bring a brown bag, which is what is traditional, which is what we have seen in the past with his white dress. But yesterday, he brought a beautiful leather, full leather green bag, Belotti. And people are beginning to check on social media and check on the internet. They say it costs about £4,000 and maybe over. I don't know how much it costs. I have not used one before. The bag is very, very nice. Maybe that is what signifies the victory. And you know, green represents refreshing, lifestyle and all of that. I mean, green signifies a lot of things. So green victory, white victory, green renewed life, all of those things. But people are talking about the cost of the bag. And there are two schools of thought. One says, oh, you cannot be You cannot want to have a good life in future. You need to look like the life you want to have in future. And then another says, no, it's too expensive for us to have this kind of bag for our finance minister at this time when we are all suffering. I don't know how much it costs. I have not bothered to ask. Those who are saying that it costs more than $4,000, I don't know. Some people say, oh, if you say that it's too expensive, then it's poverty talk. I don't know. I'm just saying that it's a beautiful bag. The finance minister had it yesterday, and that from that bag, he presented the budget to us, and then he called the budget Nkunim budget, which means victory budget. But the finance minister, after I presented the budget, went to his office, the Ministry of Finance, to a resounding welcome. Listen, watch. Resounding welcome.
Johnny's Bites. Johnny's Bites on Sunrise.
So they were singing the Nkunim song. These are staff of the Ministry of Finance, some party faithful as well. It includes technocrats and all of that. The first question that comes to mind is it akin to the Kenke party and the Wache party that we organized when we first went to borrow money after the government came into power? Is this akin to it? Are the staff of the Ministry of Finance doing this because they are happy with the present situation we find ourselves in, where the government, the finance minister, the president, and everybody else themselves have acknowledged that we are in a bad place and that we need to get out of here? Or the finance ministry staff are just happy with the way the economy has been run aground? So the level of sycophancy and hypocrisy will be so high up there. When we borrowed money to do Kenke party, as somebody would say, now we have presented the Nkunim budget. We know what the situation is on the ground. Show them again. And then they are out there clapping and welcoming the finance minister, their boss. Have they been whipped into line? Or are they doing this to tickle the finance minister to feel cool and besh, as we say in the downtown? It's a very important question to ask the staff of the Ministry of Finance. That are they looking at the exchange rate? Are they looking at the GDP? Are they looking at inflation? Are they looking at lending rate? Are they looking at the cost of doing business? Do they go to the same markets that we go to? Do they buy a loaf of bread? Oh, of course, maybe if you're talking minimum wage, which cannot afford a loaf of bread, maybe they can afford more because they work at the finance ministry. So they may get this here and that here and a few pegs here and there. But do they go to the same markets that we go to? Do their children go to the same schools that our children go to? Do they pay the same school fees that our children pay? So what was it about? They coming to welcome the finance minister, clapping and singing Yedin Kudim Yediko. Nobody can fault you for doing that. But the regular Ghanaian is busy singing this Cindy Thompson song. Listen to it.
Eradicasa, Mama Kuma, Tomiomo, Minya Mikase. Eradicasa, Mama Kuma, Tomiomo.
And you see, the Ghanaian will sing this song because up until yesterday and even today, you will have people who know that the kind of narrative they are forcing into the record for future's sake, for people who did not live through the moments and the times and the difficulties that we find ourselves in, to believe and read and understand and share same and disseminate same, are singing this song. And up until today, you have people who defend and say that, oh, government gave you free water and free electricity. Yesterday, the finance minister repeated it 3 times. Now, for people who live in a country where we start nearly every meeting with an opening prayer and go on to tell the big fat lie, or we swear to tell the truth, speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, and then end up telling a big fat lie, I wasn't surprised at all. Because you see, the so-called free water, free electricity did not reach everybody. First of all, it must be established that it is not free, and I'll demonstrate that to you in a bit. I will demonstrate that to you in a bit. The finance minister and government communicated this morning. If you listen to radio and TV, they will be on telling you that we gave you free water and free electricity, and we paid your salaries while you were not working, but you borrowed monies to do these things on our behalf, which monies we are paying back. So what was free about it? And you benefited from it during the election. The Ghanaians are becoming wiser and wiser and even more sophisticated. Their eyes are being opened daily. Ketsi Johnny's Bite. They are knowing what the truth is. And the truth is that you never gave anybody free water. You only delayed the payment. Play Nanado's video for me.
More than in our quest to help shield you from the effects of the virus, government took the decision to provide relief to Ghanaians, which included the absorption of electricity and water bills. This relief package ended in December. However, with the continuing difficulties occasioned by the pandemic, I want to state the government intends to continue to support the most vulnerable in our society. Government will thus continue to pay the electricity bills for our nation's 1 million active Lifeline customers for the next 3 months, i.e. January, February, and March. Additionally, all 1,500,000 customers of the Ghana Water Company, whose consumption is not more than 5 cubic meters a month, will not pay any bill for the next 3 months, i.e. for the months of January, February, and March.
This was weaponized ahead of election 2020. It was weaponized. And the people were fooled to believe that they were consuming water and electricity for free. Mind you, in this country, just Accra here, Fiscal Junction, Pokwasi, and all those places, there are houses there that do not have water supply. They were told that tankers will come around to supply them the water that they are now paying for, which they did not consume. Electricity. I explained to you that there are people who are maybe 5 or 6 in a house who share 1 meter, and they all maybe pay 20 Ghana cedis at the end of the month. But if they go beyond that, the poorest of the poor threshold, they may be paying less than 50 cedis each, but then cumulatively, they will not be able to benefit from the free electricity or so-called free electricity. And we are paying for it. But as I told you, we live in a country where we start a meeting with a prayer, and then we go on to tell lies. We go and sit in parliament and even in court before swear an oath to speak the truth, the whole truth, nothing but the truth, but we tell lies. If you think I'm telling lies, ask Kwekwaji Main when the Sputnik v. Chobo saga, that parliament is refusing to conclude. The Sputnik v. Chobo saga. He swore an oath and told a lie. He said he was not thinking properly. When we fact-checked him, he said he was not thinking properly. Play Kojo Upon Kromer's video for me, explaining why you are paying.
people to understand that. For example, we have had to spend the fiscal impact of COVID, about 19 billion cedis to respond to COVID. And we did not necessarily charge the Ghanaian for it. We had to borrow. We had to take money from the Bank of Ghana to deal with the COVID pandemic. That's why today articles are being published around the world commending Ghana as one of the best response countries. But that 19 billion cedis has to be paid for at some point. The liabilities we have incurred has to be paid for. COVID expenses are going to be with us at least for the medium term.
Does the 19 billion include the free water and electricity you gave?
It does. It's part of COVID-related expenses.
No, but you gave us that one hand and you're taking it back the other hand.
No, we were in the midst of a crisis and government had to front load.
You said it was free.
But it's free to you. It wasn't free to the treasury. It wasn't free to the treasury.
I'm lost here.
No, so when we say free electricity, it doesn't mean that the IPP producer is also going to say, because the president has said free electricity, I won't charge the country for it.
The government will have to pay.
The government will have to pay.
Yeah, but I'm saying that you are now in 2021.
Yes.
You now want us to pay for it.
I'm saying the government, for example, had to borrow money. The fiscal impact about 19 billion to make all of those expenses happen. In addition to that, there are going to be expenses in the medium term because of COVID. The government is asking a question. Can we continue to accommodate this COVID black hole in this already widening gap of our finances? Or do we have to introduce a revenue handle that can take care of it? The government comes to a view that, with the greatest of respect, can we take 1% VAT to pay for that so that COVID does not become an ever-burdening expenditure item for us?
Yeah, but you made a choice to give us free water and electricity. You've extended it, and it served you well in the politics of the day.
Because government
won the election.
Because governments make
only
choices.
now to come and tell us to pay for it.
No, because governments make choices on behalf of their people. If we are at war, and the government has to make a decision that we have to procure A, B, C, D, E, F, G to go to war and win that war, and does not necessarily tax the population for it today, and mobilizes for us.
But the free was populist.
I'm coming.
The cracker said, Ajana 1, it is free to you. Ajana 2, the IPPs know it is not free, so you will pay. Ajana 1, it is free to you. Ajana 2, that's the kind of game that we have been shown. Now we all see our smoothness level. So anytime anybody tells you that you had free water and free electricity, tell them in the face that I said it is a lie. There's nothing like free water. There's nothing like free electricity. And they know it. There's nothing like free water. There's nothing like free electricity. Because we are paying for it. We are still paying for it. That's why even after we have spoken about the COVID-19 levy, WHO has declared COVID-19 no longer as a pandemic. We still are paying that. Now guess what? The government wants to raise a revenue of about 176 billion. And we say we want to spend over 200 billion. Where are we going to get the excess from? Are we going to borrow? Are we going to get grants, aid? Ghana Beyond Aid is now in need of aid, donations, and the rest. And you see the figures are beginning to look good. So the COVID Russia-Ukraine refrain is toning down. Has Russia and Ukraine stopped fighting? Maybe you can add Israel and Hamas. You can ask them. We must be honest with our people. We must be honest with our people. And instead of focusing on that, we are busy doing religion and politics. I tell you something. I am an Anglican. When you go to our branch at Nima, it's called St. Timothy. It's right by the roundabout close to St. Kizito. The one who guards the church is a Muslim. In the afternoon, he goes with his Buddha to pray. But he is guarding a Christian church. That's religious harmony. I am an Anglican. One of our branches is also at Abosokan called St. Andrew's Anglican Church. The one who guards the church is a Muslim. He has his Buddha. He prays. Religious tolerance. We have always been tolerant of each other. So when the impression is created as if we are now going to start unifying ourselves and start bringing ourselves together, I say that's a complete fallacy and erroneous. The real economic issues must be dealt with. In all of the conversation about the exchange rate, about the high cost of living, about the high cost of borrowing, high cost of doing business, etc., where is the head of the economic management team? Has he bothered to engage the media like he used to do in the past in opposition? Because 1 year, 2 years before the election, he was busy delivering lectures. Dr. Baumia, where is Dr. Baumia in all of this conundrum? And yesterday, the minority leader said it. The governor of the Bank of Ghana who printed the money is not there. Dr. Baumia, who is the head of the economic management team, is not there. It was only Ken Oforiatta who was there in the line of fire. And he was also telling us what was wrong, that we enjoyed free water and free electricity. The head of the economic management team must be brought to the center to answer the economic conundrum and the economic question. Let's stop talking about religion. Let's talk about the real issues that confront the people. Taxes on sanitary pad. And they say, we're giving local manufacturers. That's fantastic. Where do they source their raw materials from? Where do they source the raw materials from? It's a big question. And how many people use, if there are local manufacturers, how many people use those local taxes, those local parts? There are a lot of questions, and tomorrow we will continue. Have a good morning. Please call me 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. 055-924-2717 and 055-691-0154. Call me now. Let's have a conversation. Good morning.
Good morning, my brother.
Yes, sir. Talk to me.